Hello everyone, today we are checking out Love Space from Enna Alouette. It has been a while since we checked out Enna Alouette, and so I'm very excited to take a look at this. This has been a long overdue request, so let's just jump right on into things. I'm very excited to see what Enna has in store for us at this time in Love Space. Starting in 3, 2, 1, play. Going for the classic theme. Got strings, piano, drums. Ooh. Okay. Ooh. Getting those multiple vocal tracks. Ooh, projecting a lot there. Wow. Alright, we gotta go back. That was kind of crazy. I really like how she's just projecting there. We've got multiple vocal tracks, and every now and then we'll get this high-pitched treble interjection, which is pretty unique. It's a muted string interjection, which is what really catches my ear, what really grabs the attention of the listener. Right there. Yeah, right there. And so we get this, at first it'll be a pretty decent volume, then it'll get quieter, and then it'll get louder than it was the first time. So we've got like 3 volumes for that same interjection there. And then this just belting that out, that's beautiful. And we've just got a steady ride on the drums. Oh, nice. At first I was gonna say it was like almost like a canon, but not really. We had those sort of canon-esque repetitions in the backing vocal, but then at the end it matched the main vocal on the last little flare we got. And also I believe that's either more strings or more pianos that we're getting at the sort of the tail end of each instrumental segment. And it sounds like maybe even a bit of a, I'm not sure if that's another keyboard track. I think that's another keyboard track that we're adding on the up high. This is a surprising, sorry I'm pausing a lot, but this is a surprisingly intricate mix for what I had interpreted as just a sort of a steady ride to just have a consistent backing towards just letting the vocals do their own thing, let the vocals flare out. The instrumentation for this is very intricate. I really like that. Nice. Those backing vocals really shine through when she's getting more breathy and softer with her main vocal, because then we just get this resoundingness of all the vocal tracks just being that same aesthetic of breathiness and huskiness of the voice, and being a bit more soft than the main vocal. So when the main vocal really comes down to match that, it gets this really nice resounding aesthetic. I like can't talk. This sounds amazing. Nice. Nice, and we're bringing out those treble elements of the instrumentation with the sustain. Hmm. Is that a new string track? Ooh, I don't think that's a string track. I thought that was a string track. That's just like a mid-tone vocal track that was added in. That's really nice. Nice. Okay, I wasn't mistaken. There was a mid-tone vocal track that was added in, but there's also a string track in the back of the mix. Okay. At first I thought I had mistook the vocal track that was added as a string track, but both of them are there. Both of them are there. Wow. That's insane. Nice. I really like how the piano really comes up in volume and then sort of goes back down and lets the bass take center stage. It adds this a lull throughout the transitions. Really, we're getting these sort of switch offs between the instruments and the instrumentation, but they're always subtle enough to keep the vocal track at center stage, which is incredible. Ooh, another mid-tone string coming in. Nice. Bringing it up, coming down. Ooh. That was nice. I thought she was gonna come back up and then go straight down, but no, she sustained that for a bit. And then she came back down in projection a bit. And now we're getting softer again. Instrumental. Ooh, that bass is really popping forward. Nice. The keyboards. That keyboard got a lot higher in the mix there. You could really tell it was a keyboard there. Throughout the mix, the keyboard has been pretty subtle. Like, you could still hear it pop out for treble-based interjections, but it wasn't like super obvious that it was a keyboard. There, you could tell very obviously it was a keyboard. We're getting that instrumental just popping out through the mix. Getting some English lyrics here. Just piano and strings really here. And the bass, obviously. Wow. That was a bit abrupt, but nonetheless, that was incredible. I really like that. Okay. That was a very calming song. It was a pretty steady ride. You know, there wasn't really any real drastic switch ups in the rhythm or the instrumentation per se, but there were some really nice subtle mix changes here and there. You could hear the instruments switching off, the keyboard rising in the mix over time. Really, you know, the keyboard was pretty subtle in the beginning, but by the end the keyboard feels like an essential part to the mix, and the strings really took the stage for the end there alongside the bass. I think songs like this in particular are where you really get to just understand how important a bass is in the mix. You know, as someone who really likes metal music, I feel a lot of metal bands or metal musicians underestimate the impact of bass or overestimate the impact of bass. So a lot of people will either be too enthusiastic about the bass or not enthusiastic enough about their bass track. And I feel like this is just that perfect balance of having the bass match the rhythm as opposed to, well, having the I cannot talk today. Having the bass match the rhythm as well as have its own lines and its own flair to add to the song. We got both of those things in this track, and I think it really showcased, how a bass can enhance music in general. But featuring Enna Alouette, she sounded amazing here. We got to really hear her voice just project out. We got a lot of strength in her voice on some of those lines, and then she had a very, very smooth transition to a softer vocal, a breathier vocal, and those backing vocals really took center stage at some points, because without the backing vocal, we just wouldn't have the aesthetic, we wouldn't have the atmosphere, at least not to this extent. So the mix, the vocals, the instrumentation, everything was stellar here. So thank you very much for recommending this. I know it's been a while since I got this recommended. I'm sorry about that. But thank you very much for recommending it nonetheless. And as always, feel free to recommend more in the comments below. Aside from that, I will see you all next time. Thank you so, so much.